This is the lump sum screen which we'll be using to illustrate the various examples, because this screen shows the history of lump sums received from retirement funds, which is important when we later talk about multiple lump sums received in different years. This screen also offers 3 columns catering for different circumstances surrounding the lump sums received. In other words, we enter the amounts of the lump sums in either the column labeled resignation, the column labeled retrenchment, or the column labeled retirement or death. And the amounts we enter are taxed according to these circumstances. Remember that where the full amount of the retirement fund is transferred to a preservation fund at retirement, then the SARS code would be 3920. There would be no tax implication in a case where the entire amount is transferred to a preservation fund, so you would not enter any amount on this lump sum extra detail screen into this calculator. If we have a code 3920 amount of 100,000 Rand on a certificate from a provident or a pension fund showing a pre-retirement withdrawal from the fund, then we enter that amount into the column labeled resignation. An example here would be if a taxpayer changed employment and cashed in their pension, or a case where a taxpayer simply withdrew 100,000 Rand from a provident fund to fund a holiday. We also have to indicate that this pre-retirement withdrawal from the fund is the last lump sum taken in this tax year. We select the T for taken or T for tables button next to the amount, and this will indicate that the withdrawal set of tables is to be used. We will see how this indicating of lump sums taken and what tax tables are to be used becomes important when we look at multiple lump sums taken in the current tax year. The calculator will display the tax due on the lump sum. Now, if I bring over the auto summary screen, the first 25,000 of the 100,000 Rand lump sum withdrawal amount is tax-free, and the balance of 75,000 has been taxed at 18%. 18% of 75,000 Rand is 13,500 Rand. Now let's have a look at an example where a taxpayer went on normal retirement from a pension fund or matured an RA, and the taxpayer received a code 3915 lump sum amount of 600,000 Rand. So we remove our old example and we insert our new example of 600,000 Rand lump sum received at retirement. We also select the new T for taken or T for tax tables button against this new lump sum and click on calculate. Once again, if I bring over the auto summary screen, the calculator will now use the retirement set of tables, and we can see that the first 500,000 Rand is tax-free and the balance of the 100,000 Rand has been taxed at 18%. Involuntary Code 3610 severance packages are treated the same as retirement lump sums, but voluntary code 3610 severance packages should not be entered here, but should be entered on the IRP5 screen as code 3601, where they are taxed as normal income. Now let's consider a taxpayer who made a code 3920 withdrawal from his provident fund and discuss different circumstances. What if this taxpayer had been suddenly retrenched at an age where the taxpayer struggled to find employment and, facing financial difficulties, was forced to dig into his provident fund? Well, SARS does have sympathy with such taxpayers and may allow the pre-retirement withdrawal amount to be treated in the same way as a lump sum paid out at normal retirement. In this case, we would enter the code 3920 amount in either the retrenchment column or in the retirement column, where the first 500,000 Rand tax-free of tables would apply.